a safety short from the ATA Workers' Compensation Fund.
Hi, I'm Tommy Giles. As we begin today, we're going to talk about raising and lowering landing gear. When you come up to a trailer to raise and lower a landing gear, you want to check a couple things for safety purposes. Number one, as you release your handle from the hold, check this end to make sure the cover is still on like it should be. You get them sometime, they've been damaged, drivers have not stowed them properly, they're rough, or this is actually broken off, and you can get some pretty serious hand injuries if you got some jagged edges down here. The other end is you want your landing gear to be straight, your landing gear crank to be straight. If it's bent, when you lock it in sometimes as you try to turn it, it doesn't turn straight, it wobbles, and you have a chance of hitting yourself in the face. The other thing is there's a proper way to do landing gear. If it's not locked in on this end, it's not proper. You don't ever want to be using landing gear where it's swiveling around like this, where you can pop yourself under the chin or in the face with it. You just always want to work the way the manufacturer designed this for it to be a safe and efficient working place. We're going to talk today about the proper way to raise and lower landing gear when we're dropping or hooking up to a trailer. This trailer is already hooked to a truck, so we're going to demonstrate the proper way to lower landing gear in a safe manner. First thing we're going to do is release the landing gear from the lock. This trailer is already up. This is a 2-speed landing gear, so we're going to leave it in high gear so we lower it in a quicker fashion. We always want to support ourselves with one hand to make sure we prevent any slip or fall instances that may occur. So we'll push it in to get it in high gear. We always want to keep the landing gear where we can see everything. Steady, slow work is the best way to always work. Most accidents happen when you get in too big of a hurry. You're not going to save enough time dropping or picking up a trailer to matter, so always work in a safe manner. As we're cranking on it, the truck that I'm behind has airbags, so normally we wouldn't crank our landing gear all the way to the ground, but if we were going all the way to the ground, as we got a little bit closer, we want to just make sure that we slow down, work in a little bit slower and steadier motion, so when that landing gear hits the ground, we don't put any excess strain on our shoulders, elbows, or neck. Once we're there on the ground, then we want to throw our landing gear handle again, and we're done, ready to drop our trailer. We're going to demonstrate now the proper way to raise landing gear. We've hooked up to our trailer. The first thing we're going to do is release our handle from the lock, and we want to check to see if this landing gear is in a bind, because we don't want to try to spin it up. It is. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this handle in low gear, and we're going to crank a little bit in low gear to take the pressure off. And then once the pressure's off, we can hold on to the side of the trailer for support and begin to crank this landing gear up. Now right now, if you have a tendency to get in too big of a hurry, you're going to want to spin this landing gear. And we don't want to ever do that, because you take a tendency to pop yourself in the face with this handle. So we just want to, again, work steady at a pace where we can work safely, and we can keep our eye on everything that's going around. Again, we just continue to work in a steady motion, cranking our landing gear all the way to the top. Many times, because of impatience, or we think we're running behind, we make some pretty poor decisions, and they lead to some pretty serious injuries, and we just don't want to do that. So we work steady, at a good pace, and in a safe manner always. Always make sure the landing gear is cranked all the way to the top. You don't ever want to pull a trailer with landing gear extended farther than it should be. So as we near the top, we slow down to make sure we don't jam our shoulder. Landing gear is at the top. We pull it back around to the point where we can stow our landing gear handle, and we're done.